Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing an updated what I eat in a day to get abs. Before we get into the actual meal plan, the actual video, I want to share some stuff because I'm really freaking excited about it. First off is this hat I'm wearing. Second off is the skirt I'm wearing, which you can't see right now, but I'll include a video. These are from my brand new clothing brand, The Midnight Motive, and they are coming very soon, and I'm so excited about it. I finally have pieces that I'm in love with and I'm confident with, and I can start sharing with you guys. So just an update for those who have been following along in my clothing creation journey a little bit. I finally have a release date. I will be dropping The Midnight Motive on November 29th, 2024, which is pretty close. If you want further updates, there are two things you can do. One, follow my brand's Instagram page at The Midnight Motive. You can click the link in the description and that'll bring you to my website where you can sign up for email and text updates. And if you do sign up for those, you'll also get an extra 10% off when the first drop happens. So yeah, I'm just really excited about those two things, and since I'm wearing them in today's video, I figured I would give them a little shout out. Now let's get into today's actual video. Like I said before, we're doing a full day of eating / what I eat in a day to get abs. I say to get abs specifically because that is my current goal. That's what I've been currently working towards. And I want to share two photos just as a little rapport, a little, hey, this actually works. This first photo was taken 3 or 4 months ago, and the second photo was taken literally yesterday. So looking at my overall body composition and my abs specifically, you can see that there has definitely been a reduction of body fat in that area, and that is what today's meal plan has gotten me to. I've been doing this exact meal plan for the past few months. It's gotten me from, again, point A to point B, and I'm still seeing results every day, so I'm gonna stick with this exact meal plan until I get to my end goal, or until I have to drop calories. But for now it's working, so we're not changing anything. Before we actually get into what my meals look like, I do want to talk about the phrase abs are made in the kitchen. I feel like we have all heard that everywhere. When people talk about how to train abs, how to get abs, one of the first things they say is abs are made in the kitchen. Now, what does that actually mean? It means that abs are only going to be visible if you're at a low enough body fat percentage for your body to see that core definition. And in order to lose that body fat percentage, you need to be in a caloric deficit, which if you don't know what that means, I'm gonna pop the actual definition on the screen, but it basically means on a daily basis, you need to be burning more than you're consuming. So yes, abs are definitely made in the gym, and I'm gonna be showing you guys a little bit of my ab routine when we do hit the gym later, but they are revealed in the kitchen through proper diet and proper exercise. The second factor to abs are made in the kitchen is through reducing bloating. Sometimes you are lean enough where you should be seeing core definition and you're still not, and you don't know why. A huge component is that you may have bloating, inflammation, or water retention. All of those things will keep you from seeing ab definition and actually body definition in general. So that's another thing I try to cover in this meal plan, is a lot of these foods do not bloat me, are not inflammatory, and keep me feeling good and seeing my core definition from the morning to the night. So yeah, welcome to my full day of eating, of being in a caloric deficit and trying to keep my bloating and inflammation at bay, because that is often my biggest struggle. My body loves negatively reacting to everything I eat. This video is more for the ideas, the inspiration, the insight, and a lot less about trying to tell you to eat what I eat, because I don't think you should. I think you need to find what works for you. I eat intuitively. I don't track my food, I don't measure my food, I don't know what my current macros or calories are, because again, that's just what works for me and my journey. So while on a day-to-day, I just eat the same foods on rotation, I don't know how much I'm eating, I just keep it consistent. Today, we're actually going to be measuring everything and calculating the macros, and I'll be sharing those numbers with you on the screen as I do so. So while I'm still going to eyeball everything the same way I always do, I will be popping up the numbers on the screen so we both know how much I'm actually consuming.
Okay, starting with breakfast, I prepared 6 ounces of liquid egg whites and added 2 whole eggs to get my savory protein in right away. Eggs are such a great way to start the day. They're packed with protein, like I said, and they're also super filling and satisfying in my opinion. I do get the egg often, but they're currently my favorite part of my morning routine. I like to sit down and enjoy my eggs before moving on to the second part of my breakfast. Taking the time to focus on my meal really helps me with my digestion and also my mindfulness, just staying aware of my hunger cues. Next, I made some gluten-free oats. I added a spoonful of peanut butter for the healthy fats and sprinkled on some cinnamon for flavor. I feel like having a sweet and savory component to my breakfast has really helped with all of my cravings throughout the day. I also make sure to fill up a jar of water. Staying hydrated is obviously super important for overall health, but also helps me reduce my water retention by keeping my water consistent throughout the day. Today, I actually didn't finish my oats, and that's okay. I feel like intuitive eating is all about listening to your body and honoring your hunger cues. Sometimes you just get full, and it's better to stop and listen to yourself than force it down. These were my macros for meal number 1. Of course, a little bit estimated since I didn't finish my oatmeal, but I did eat majority of it.
Hello, it is many hours later. It is literally dark out. I promise it's not that late. The sun is just setting so freaking early these days, but it is time for lunch. Meal number 2. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I felt like I was rambling a little too much. I intermittent fast, so I had my breakfast, first meal of the day, around 1 p.m. I usually don't break my fast until like around noon. I don't really have a specific reason why. It's just, again, what works for me, what makes me feel good, how my body responds to things. I'm not super strict with my intermittent fasting. Like, I don't like set a timer or anything. I just go, again, fully intuitively, and that's when I wanted to break it today. So now it is far past lunchtime and we are having lunch.
Okay, for this meal, I ended up just cubing up some chicken breast. I ended up making a bulk amount, that way I can use this in my meals for the rest of the week. Put it on the stovetop and added some low sodium seasoning salt. Then I heated up some frozen green beans just as an added vegetable and side. Measured out my pre-made rice, added my chicken, and then topped it with the green beans. This meal also serves as my pre-workout meal, so it's not a huge meal since I don't like feeling full right before I go to the gym, but also made sure to prioritize my protein and my carbs. I also wanted to share my favorite digestive enzyme. I take one of these with every meal I eat, and it just helps make sure I'm breaking everything down properly. And then here were my total calculated macros for meal number 2. Okay, at this point in real time is when I headed to the gym, but the gym was just unfortunately too busy to film my routine for y'all, so I filmed this the next day. This is just my simple, basic go-to ab routine that I aim to do between 2 and 4 times a week. I start off with just a 45 to 60 second plank, and then I prop up onto my hands for a slow and controlled mountain climber. I'm doing 15 reps each side here, just trying to squeeze my lower abdomen with every knee drive. Then I flip onto my back for tuck ups, again doing 15 reps here, trying to stay as controlled as possible. Then I go into a bicycle crunch, trying to keep my lower back on the ground the entire time. Again, you guessed it, 15 reps each side. Then I went into leg raises. This is when things typically start to burn really badly, doing 15 here, and then finishing off with 15 toe touches. Like I said, I try to do this routine between 2 and 4 times a week, and I do 3 rounds every time. Okay, moving on to my third and final real meal of the day. I made some beef tacos to end my night and use as my post-workout fuel. I started by just adding my ground beef to a pan, adding some garlic and low sodium seasoning salt, and then I stirred in some corn. We all know on this channel I love corn and will add it to any meal that I can. After that, I just heated up 3 corn tortillas on the same stove top, and then I plated everything. On top of the corn tortilla, I added, of course, the ground beef as well as some lettuce and some low sugar barbecue sauce. Okay, and then here are my calculated macros for meal number 3. Okay, cutting or not, you cannot get me away from a nice sweet treat to end my night. Tonight I opted for some apple cinnamon rice cakes. I ended up grabbing 2 right now, went upstairs to do some online work, and I did end up coming back down for a third. I love these things. Best way to end a night. Here's the macro count on those 3 rice cakes.
I have been a little bit under the weather this week. Not sick, it's just been like really gloomy and rainy out here in Austin, and I get really bad migraines, as we know. When this type of weather comes up, they come more frequently. So I don't feel bad, but I don't feel great. So while this was a very average full day of eating, I do feel like my head pain affected my training a little bit, affected my appetite a little bit. I hope I did an okay job explaining and documenting and giving you guys an idea of what I've been eating like in my cut. I also know it goes without saying, but I'm not the naturally leanest person in the world. I have to actively try very hard to cut down. As many of the population is, I'm sure if you're watching this, you're in the same boat where maybe abs don't come super easily to us. But this is my routine. This is what I do every day. I've been waking up feeling better and leaner than the day before. I definitely have certain days like today and this week in general where I've felt like a little bit more water retention, maybe a little bit off. But overall, I know that like continuously showing up and still sticking to the plan is what's gonna get me to my end goal. So we're in this together. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm also gonna put up like my total macros and calories for the entire day on the screen. Is it 100% accurate? No, I am not used to tracking, so I'm sure I was off a tiny bit, but this is a rough idea of what I ate today and what I eat every day. I will see you guys next week. I love you so much and have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is where you're at.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.